What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. Glad to be here with you tonight, man. As y'all can see, it's open topic. Also, as you will be able to see, or can obviously see that I'm back on my late night. Back on my late night. Lavish logos. I see you here. I see you showed up early. So you got all kind of things on my mind. Yeah, we here, man. Well, we doing live topic tonight. I mean, open topic tonight on the live. So feel free to ask your big brother any questions you might have, any topics you want me to cover, and we will do them within the time frame, as many as I can get in with y'all within the time frame that the God blesses us with. Be sure to hit the like button as you come into the door. It's like wiping your feet on the welcome mat before you walk into the house. Hit that like button as y'all come in, man, and we will get it on. If you are in the city of Houston, if you are anywhere in the world, particularly the East Coast, and really anywhere in the country that's being hit by this cold weather, make sure that y'all are being safe out there. Make sure that y'all are taking all necessary precautions and staying out the way. Staying out the way. Hit the like button as y'all come in. I see y'all slowly trickling in. Be sure to hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed to my channel already, please do your big brother a favor and subscribe to the channel right now. Hold on, y'all give me a second real quick. I said a second, but really it was about 3 or 4. Yeah, but we're gonna get right into it, man. Let me start just going down the line and seeing what's on y'all mind. Because open topic is about y'all. This is the moment. We have so many times where when I have a topic, and I've said this many times before, when I have a topic, a lot of y'all, some of y'all don't mean no harm. Some do. You got some trolls and some hijackers that will try to take us off the topic, especially if it's a topic that the people need to hear, something that we really need to educate each other on. Then there's always a troll that wants to come in out of left field and try to change the subject and try to get us to talk about other crap. But wherever the trolls are, tonight is your night. But for the most part, I know most of y'all are intelligent human beings, intelligent individuals, mature individuals, and we're gonna get down for the get down. Is that J35513 asking me about a verse? This is what I want you to do, man. I just put my email address up in there, man. So be sure to just hit me up in my email and we will chop the business. Is that the ozone? Man, I'm mispronouncing your name. Have you heard Cannabis' new albums? No, I haven't. I heard the one song where he shouted me out. So salute once again to the great Cannabis, man. The what I said about Cannabis, the guy whose picture would be in the dictionary if you look up lyricist in the dictionary, it would be a picture of Cannabis sitting right there. He's the ultimate lyricist. So shout out to that brother once again for just having my name on his heart, man. I really appreciate that. Sweet James, what's up, man? Appreciate the love. Reform. I just finished work in the UK. It's 6 a.m. and I was about to go to sleep, and I finally get on the line. Well, welcome, man. Reform. Welcome. Glad to have you here. 6 a.m. Just got out of work. I know you've been working hard, and I'm glad you could. However much time you spend with your big brother is much appreciated. Thankful for your presence, man. Lavish Logo said it's 0 degrees. It was minus 20 earlier this week. I don't know where you live, but I ain't going. 0 degrees and minus 20? That's pretty cold, man. Sweet James, it's funny that you asked me this question. Sweet James just said, can we talk about suicide? That was almost my topic for tonight. I promise you, man, word is bond. I almost made this live stream dedicated to the topic of suicide because I was really kind of tripping behind the story about the young sister who was just Miss America, I think in 2019, and just committed suicide at 30 years old. And I just saw another story recently about a mother who was going through stress. She was stressed out about being a single parent and raising the children alone. And she just committed suicide. I just saw that story today. So I came really close to making this topic about suicide. Not to mention, I had a conversation with a friend of mine at the gym today, and we were talking about suicide and things of that nature. This is a topic, man. This is something that is very, very running rampant. It's running rampant all over the world. It's running rampant in the Black community, and it's running rampant in all communities. People are just reaching a point where they just feel like not living is a better alternative than figuring out and working through whatever problems that they're having while they're living. And I like to discourage anybody from that type of approach because there's so many things, man, that we go through and that we will go through in life. You know, you get older, man, and in that moment, it seems like it's just the worst thing that could ever be. It feels like I'm never gonna get out of it. I'm gonna be trapped in this forever. But in truth, time is going to correct the situation if you allow it, and if you pray and push yourself to work through it. See, the only way to get through it is to work through it. And even though it might be tough on you in that moment, even though you might be feeling the pain and the suffering and the anguish and the mental strain that weighs on your mind from whatever the problem is still not big enough and not worthy enough that you would have to take your own life behind it. Because typically the problems are going to be over. They're going to be a financial problem. It's going to be a problem that's over a person, like in a relationship or something like that, or it's going to be a clinical, maybe a depression, even if whether it's clinical or just general, just a depressing mood that just overpowering you, or a loss. Somebody died that you was really close to, and you feel like you can't live without this person, and it drives you to want to go down that road. This comes from a lack of strength in an individual and a lack of belief in the higher power that can pull you through, and that's bigger than all of the problems that you have. And we got to understand that whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not the only ones who are dealing with it or who have dealt with it, and there are people who have made it through worse. So we got to try to draw our strength from individuals who have walked down the road we walked or have walked down worse. And there are different levels of strength and weakness in all individuals. So there are things that we can look at from people and we'll go, oh man, you need to man up, you need to woman up, whatever the case is. But we can't judge their level of strength. They may not be as strong as you. So when you come across people like that, you got to watch how you talk to them. You can't just try to talk aggressive and hard at them, because it might make them fold up in that situation as opposed to make them, get right. We got to be very careful in how we deal with people. We got to be willing to take time out with people, even if we may not have the time, because I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation where I didn't reach out. I didn't get back at a friend when he was going through something, because I never saw that coming. And then he ended up killing himself like the next day. So It's a delicate situation, man, but we got to understand, man, that God is in control, and it ain't nothing worth taking yourself out. It's nothing worth that. Nothing worth it at all, man. Let me go back and see what I meant. Shaheem, what's up, my brother? Do you still play basketball? Yes, sir. I was out there hooping today. I play at least 3 times a week. I still got it. I ain't lost but a little bit. If you take my game from the mid 90s, if my game in the mid 90s, I ain't acting like I'm just cold or nothing. If you catch me on the right day, you might say, ooh. But if my game was here in the mid 90s, it's probably about right here now. I ain't dropped off much. Yeah. Too real for most. Do you see yourself rapping in your 60s? Why not? Some of my favorite rappers are rapping. Chuck D is 60 plus. Ice-T is 60 plus. Tila Rock, one of my favorite of all time, is 60. So why not? Stevie Wonder still singing. He in his 70s. Hey man, when you have a passion for something and a gift for something, there's no age limit on it. Like even when we just got through talking about basketball, a player you know he might not play in the NBA, but 10, 15 years, but he's gonna always love the game. If Dr. J was somewhere in the gym and you rolled a basketball out to him, he might just take the ball. He gonna caress the ball a little bit. He might take a shot. You always love the game, so there's no age restriction. And a lot of people try to do that with rap back in the days. Like, oh man, he too old to be rapping. They still rapping. Man, there's no age restriction on skill. Rap skill only diminishes when the rapper himself or herself allows themselves to just fall off from a mental standpoint. And when they stop being in tune and in touch with what's going on in the world, that's when your skills fall off. So if God willing, yeah, I'll be still spitting in my 60s, man. Still tearing them boys up. Anonymous, I appreciate that, man. Jimmy Robinson, what's up, my brother? I appreciate your support, man. You know what it is. Is that Isaac prototype? Is it true that you dropped a guy on his head at a show? No, that's not true. That wasn't me. I never dropped a guy. I never dropped a guy on his head at a show. Judah Lion Tribe. Salute, family. I see you ran L rated. This is open topic tonight, man. So y'all feel free to ask your big brother any question you may have. If I see it, please don't be offended if I miss your question. I'm just scrolling, and sometime when it speeds up, I might miss you. But I'm trying my best, man. Let me see. Wisconsin. I know it's cold up there. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. We can go into some topics, man, some different things y'all want to cover. Make it heavy, man. And Judah Lion, that's who I was forgetting. Regina King's son also committed suicide recently. And that's another trend that we're seeing. Well, I don't know if I call it a trend, but I was about to say it's a lot of younger people that's doing it, but that's just it seemed like it's kind of always been that way. And you're seeing really, really young people commit suicide, people that are 12, 13, young children who are being cyber bullied and bullied in person and things like that, man. It's a hell of a thing that even a child can feel that kind of pressure to make where it makes them feel like and you know, peer pressure is a real thing, man, because unfortunately, you know, children as well as older people, man, are just ruthless, man. People are ruthless, man. And they don't really care what you're going through. They don't care. They can know your condition. They can know that it's not your fault. They can know that it's just a bad break and things are tough, man. And they can know that you have experienced trauma. They'll still roast you, man. And that's what I think drives a lot of people over the edge, because they like, man, how could another person be this uncaring? How could another person just be this dismissive of someone else's pain and hardship? Marty, what's up, man? I see you up in this thing. South Park is in the building. So that's what happened. So and when you look at Sister Regina King and her son, it also shows you, and the sister who was Miss America a few years back, it also shows you that it doesn't have anything to do all the time with money, with having a comfortable lifestyle. Because I'm sure, Regina King she's been a star for years since she was a little girl. And so I'm sure that money has never been an issue for her son, or having things has never been an issue for her son. So maybe that was something else internally going on in him that he just was not able to get a hold of. And even the love of his mother, the love of his family, it wasn't enough to allow that young brother to hold on. So we got to really, really, pray for those who lose family members in that manner. And we got to also keep our eyes on our own people, because you just don't know what people are going through. You don't know. People that you're around every day, people that you interact with, people that you just got through laughing and joking and smiling with, and they are eating up inside. They going through it. They putting on a face. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I said, this was almost my topic tonight. So I guess it kind of still is, because we're doing open topic, man. Anonymous, I appreciate the donation, my man. Appreciate the love. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Anonymous family. Angel, I see you, Angel. Is it cold up? Is it cold where you at? Matt, Houston is. The video is done. The Houston is video is done. We completed it this week. We completed it Monday. And it should be done, I'm assuming, given the time my brother Tex, shout out to my brother Tex and Trap, Hustle Town Network. It should be done, I'm assuming, in a week or two, just depending on when he gets around to putting his magic on it and doing the editing. Zeus Zerp, do you invest in crypto? I've been looking at it. I got a few things I'm messing with, but to be continued. Y'all hit that like button for your big brother. Eric Avanesian says he needs 30 minutes practice on the court to get my shot. Hey, man, you might need 30 minutes for the shot, but you're going to need more than that for the stamina. Super Dave Slots, appreciate the love, appreciate the donation, man. Thank you so much, Super Dave. Every time I see Super Dave, I think about my old school days growing up. Super Dave Osborne back in the day. Y'all don't remember that. Y'all don't remember Super Dave Osborne, man. Yeah, that's right, Raining. There's no age limit on talent. And that's just another lesson for y'all. I did a video about this a while back. I don't never want y'all to let nobody tell y'all or make y'all feel embarrassed about pursuing whatever you want to pursue just because you're a little older now. Like people that want to go back to school, or people want to go to a trade school at 40. People want to get a CDL license at 38. People want to open up this kind of business later on in life, things that people will say, well, man, if you was going to do that, you should have did that when you were 17. You should have been working on that. You would already be okay. Well, I didn't. So now I'm going to start at that point right now and start trying to build something, for myself and for my family right now. Don't matter when I started. Are you supporting me or not? See, the same people that will criticize you for starting too late are the people who should be saying, okay, hey man, I'm with you all the way. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna help you get there regardless of when you started. You got my support. That's how our thinking is backwards in a lot of ways, man. Abel Perez, any new projects coming out? Yeah, man. I'm working on a new album. Man, come on, y'all know I'm always working on a new album. Working on a new album right now. I got so many beats. I should do it live and just play my beats one night for y'all, man. I should just do it live and play my beats. I got so many beats, that it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So I don't know if I'm gonna do one or two. Yeah. What else we got, man? Live topic, open topic. Why I keep saying live topic? Open topic tonight, man. Have you thought about or even had an opportunity to do movies or film besides music video? I would just asked to be in a movie earlier this week, but it wasn't like a major feature film or nothing, but it's just an independent movie that a friend of mine is putting together and asked me would I be willing to do like a cameo role, and I was like, yeah, of course. I've done that once or twice. I think that I was in the Sunday in Houston movie with ESG and my brother K-Dog. But I've never sat down. I came this close to writing a movie. I wanted to write a movie one time, and I might still do it one day. But I don't like to just get in over my head and try to do stuff that I don't have the pieces in place. I want to always make sure that I have the pieces in place in terms of the production elements to put a movie together. I can write a script. If I get an idea and a concept, I'm sure I wouldn't have any problem coming up with a script. And I know a lot of people who, could help me along the way, but maybe that's down the line. We'll see. And it got to make sense. I'm not going to do nothing just to be doing it and come out with something stupid. And, it got to make sense, and it got to have a message to it. Nayeli, depression is on the rise, feeling alone, questioning the people you surround yourself. Yeah, I mean, we have to. One of our biggest mistakes is also we put too much into other people. And what I mean putting too much into, I mean putting too much of our dependency and our letting our happiness be dependent on a person outside of ourselves. Like, I can't be happy if I don't have you. I can't be happy if this person is not around. I can't be happy. And that's not, even though we're supposed to love our loved ones and all that, but that is not how God wants us to be. And what do you mean? That's how I don't want you. That's how God doesn't want you to be like that. He doesn't, because we have to understand that you're born into this world. You just go through your progressions. You're born right here, then you go through your progressions. You get a little older, you come into maturity, you get older, you get real old, and then you fizzle out and you're gone. So you're just passing through, and the people in your life are passing through as well. So if we put so much emphasis into those people, like, I can't be nothing without him, I can't be nothing without her, not understanding that God is the only constant. The only thing that was, is, and will be is God the creator. We hear about all kind of world famous figures of people who have lived and died. You can name from Cleopatra to Moses to George Washington to whoever you can think of. These people have came and went. Then there are millions and millions upon millions of others who we have never heard of, who live. People will walk in this earth in some of these same spots that we are sitting and standing in right now. 1 million years ago, there were people here. 10 million years ago, there were people here. See? So, but during that time, 10 million years ago, there was still a creator. There was still a God who originated all of this. He's the only constant. So you can love people. And I'm not saying be a robot. I'm not saying just, oh, well, since everybody's passing through, I'm going to turn my heart. No, you just have to have the understanding if the moment comes or when the moment comes to just, well, God, I'm thankful for the time you gave that person to me, the time I had with that person. I'm thankful for that. But I understand that everything in this universe belongs to you. And when it comes back to you, it was yours anyway. And whatever I got from that person while they were here, now that person has the opportunity to continue to live through me based on the principles I learned from them, and now I'm living them. See? That is the beauty. This is going to sound real weird. That is the beauty in death. What you mean the beauty of death? To extract that life force from that person and utilize it. So now they live forever. They never die. Shaheem says, when you make songs like Grand Deception, how do you research? Man, I'm so blessed that I came across the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because while there are so many great, wonderful bodies of knowledge out there, that body of knowledge that he taught and he teaches and continues to teach through Minister Farrakhan, it has always been enough for me. I rarely branch out beyond the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings when I make those kinds of songs. There are other elements that come from the outside, but ultimately it's still nothing that he hasn't covered or talked about. So when you hear a song like Grand Deception, it's based on me studying his teachings, whether they be through some of his other ministers, lectures and writings, but it's still from the umbrella of his teachings. So Grand Deception and Lifting the Veil and other songs, Surface Dwellers and all those different songs, that information is 100% attributed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a man who they try to write out of history all the time, a man who you don't, this is February, right? So-called Black History Month, but it's funny that that's a man, that's a name that you don't really hear too much during Black History Month, particularly in the school systems, because the ones that they try to keep from you are the ones we need to be seeking out to find out who they are, and then you'll find out why they trying to keep them from us. So when I was in school, you never heard about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, at least not in my school. The first time I heard that name, it came out of a rapper's mouth. See? Because you didn't hear about him because they didn't want you to know. But they talked about Malcolm because they had already watered Malcolm down. So they were able to wash Malcolm up the way they wanted to, and then represent him in a different type of package. And now you would hear about Malcolm in the schools. Martin Luther King, we didn't know that they had watered him down. They only took the early versions of Martin Luther King and they presented that to us, but we never knew about the later on Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King who the light switch clicked on in his head, and he started to understand how wicked this government really was, the government that he was trying to integrate with and force his people to be allowed to integrate into. We didn't hear about that version. So in this Black History Month, it's the same play. They run the same play. They're gonna make sure that you get the friendly, watered down, clean versions of some of our great Black men and women, and they're gonna neglect to tell you about the real deal. That's why critical race theory is such a big debate right now, such a big war going on over that whole thing with critical race theory, because there are people now who are suffering from what's called that I won't call it white guilt. I would just call it like, oh hell no, we can't allow this history of what we've done to be exposed on a mass level like this. We don't want these young people knowing what we've done. We will give them little sprinkles of their history, little harmless sprinkles of their history, but let's not talk about the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, and the terrible side, the most horrible aspects of it. We're not going to touch on that. What else? Let's not talk about how Black history and monuments and a lot of the great histories and accomplishments of Black people. Let's not talk about how we have taken that and kind of made it like we did it. Let's not talk about that. So the whole critical race theory is just based on the fact that they're just trying to make sure that no history that condemns their actions or exposes their actions and condemns it. There's no need to talk about that now. See? But that's what happens when we're not in control of our children's education. When we're not in control of our children's education, then we have to leave them to be educated by a known, proven enemy. The old saying is, a man who won't treat you right won't teach you right. That's a fact. Crowman84 asked a real cool question on this open topic night. Why do you think all those other planets and solar systems exist in space? Man, that is a great question. And the answer to the question is, I don't know. And because this is something that I wonder myself, because again, you have two dominant mindsets in the world. Now, there are other ones mixed in there, but they're not as dominant. I said two dominant mindsets. You have the mindset of people who believe in a creator. They believe in a God who created the heavens and the earth and the universe. Then there are people who believe in evolution and the Big Bang, and they believe in that aspect of it. And they're like, nah, there's no such thing as a God. This was just an explosion that happened and everything just perfectly fell into place. And that's a whole nother argument. But my point for saying all that is to say that me being a person who believes in a creator, I also know and believe that nothing he creates is without a purpose. Nothing he creates is to be wasted. So if we look at our planet and we look at our solar system in the total vast mass of the universe, we tiny. We are like a speck in the big picture. So it makes you ask the question that Crow Man is asking, what is the purpose of the rest of all of space? And what is out there that we don't know about? Because we can't be arrogant enough to think that, well, we're the only life. This is only about us. Oh, this is just not about us. We Earth is a nice sized planet. But in the totality, it's little. It's like we're little. Do you realize how small we are? I mean, just actual size. Not small as being insignificant, because we are a creation of God who is called the God's greatest creation. But in terms of actual literal size in relation to this whole universe, man, we are tiny. I don't care if you're 7 feet tall, you little. So Dad, what goes on freaking Canis Majoris, other solar systems with other bodies and other masses and spheres and things of that nature, man. That's something that I would always want to know. If I ever get an answer on that, I will relay that back to you. A Font 40, can you make one more flow session? Maybe. I ain't gonna do too much talking. I ain't gonna give nothing away. Yep. Lavish Logos asked another question about suicide. How about when someone just decides they don't want to be in this world anymore and just quit taking meds till they die? Is that suicide, or is it going home to the Lord? Well, that question is kind of layered, because you got to understand something, man. In a lot of cases, the meds are what's causing a lot of people to have suicidal thoughts in the first place, depending on what kind of. We talked about this. You see the commercials. This medication may cause suicidal thoughts. If you start having suicidal thoughts, please contact your physician immediately and stop taking. So in a lot of cases, man, the so-called medicine is making people worse than what they already were, that led them to thinking they should take the so-called medicine. But when a person is going through so much pain, they do all kinds of things to die. People have starved themselves to die. I'm just going to not eat till I die. Or they may go the opposite and say, okay, while I may not be the kind of person that'll just go blow my brains out with a shotgun and get it over with, they will cause slow death to themselves just by living a lifestyle. Man, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm doing cocaine, I'm smoking crack, I'm doing heroin, I'm doing that will eventually, that they know eventually will lead to them checking out. Live open. See, I said it again. Live topic. Open topic tonight, man. Open topic tonight. So y'all feel free to ask your big brother any questions that you may have. Pharmaceuticals killing people and making big. That's right. It's a money game, man. It's a money game. Assalamu alaikum, brother Chris. How you feeling, family? I know it's cold up there where you at too. You ain't too far from us, but I know it get cold up there. See? Tola says we need to change the laws of our mind. We just got to change our thinking, our thought process, man. We have to reach a point where we reprogram our minds to think right. And it's hard to do in this crazy world, man, because everywhere that you pivot your head is some kind of madness going on. And unfortunately, the madness in this world has been created in such a way and shaped in such a way that it has an attracting effect on us. So we see all of the wrong stuff and we want to check it out. That's why we'll click on a fight video. We on social media and we see a video about two people fighting. Click, we're gonna watch right on it. We're gonna look dead at it. We see something else going on, something crazy going on. We're gonna watch it. But if there's something that, oh man, well, check this little excerpt out from this speech that this brother is giving, and he dropped, man, that thing 12 minutes long. I ain't finna watch all that. See? So we've been kind of twisted up in what we prioritize as something that things that we should take an interest in. And we have more interest in the madness than we do in the knowledge. See? But that's like intentional. It's constructed like that, man. See, these folks experiment on us on a daily basis. We are walking, talking, living guinea pigs, lab rats. They experiment on us in multiple ways on a daily basis with all types of things, from mental, physical, spiritual, technological. Somebody was talking the other day about how, I think me and one of my homies was talking the other day about how you just don't really see young children playing outside anymore like we used to back when we was growing up. See, you don't see a lot of children playing outside. And when you combine, it's not to say that none of them are outside. You know, they may go to the gym, they may play a little ball here and there, but a little football, athletes. But see, back in the days, it wasn't just the people that played sports that was outside every day. Everybody was outside doing something. Playing kickball, running, playing chase, fighting, whatever the case, just hanging out, just out getting some sunshine. So you don't really see that. So when you combine that with the fast food and the garbage that we're eating and drinking juice all the time and not getting any exercise to offset that, to balance that off in any kind of way, to sweat out toxins and all that. So now our children, they just not as hard. They're not as built the way the generation before them and before that was built. Because as the generations go down, as the generations pass on, we getting weaker and weaker. Nobody was harder than the generation of us that was slaves and out working in the fields all day long. Nobody was harder than that generation. And the ones that came, but as it went further and further down the line, now we just sit at home. Our young people just play video games and watch things on the phone and computer, and nobody wants to go outside. Y'all hit that like button for your brother. Walaikum salam, Archie Fernandez. But see, it's not just children spoiled with the technology, man. Hashtag. Grown people. Look, when you go out in the public, I want you to just observe, if you're conscious of it. Observe throughout just the day, just while you're doing your daily runs. Observe how many people that you're gonna see just doing this. I'm looking down at their phone, just look at it. That's all you're gonna see. Everybody's just, they are consumed by this device. See, grown people too. Look, you go inside of an office building, then somebody may be sitting there with a parent, some children or whatever. The parent and she and her phone just like The children, she's looking dead in her phone too. Everybody's the same. So we don't take the time out to forcefully break away from the spell of technology and say, nah, we're gonna go natural for at least 2 hours tonight. Put them phones up. I know people, I've heard of people who, you know, who still may eat at the dinner table with the family, and they like, hey man, ain't no phones allowed at the dinner table. Nope. Put that phone down. We finna eat dinner and talk family and blah, blah, blah. You know, there's people that do that. There's people that, hey man, we getting ready to go. We're gonna go to the park. We ain't bringing them phones. Because they have the mind and understanding, say, man, look, man, we got to be able to break free and wean ourselves off of that at any moment. Think about how many people freak out when they can't find their phone for 4 or 5 minutes. Think about that. It's people that, a lot of y'all, you mess around and misplace that phone for a couple of minutes, you start freaking out. It's like, oh, man, wait, freaking out. Because that is a form of addiction that don't get talked about. The addiction to the technology, to social media, that's an addiction. Fiending every day when you get up, fiending to jump on your social media platform and see what's going on, or to present what you want to say, to get out there to, you know, man, look, that's a drug. And it's not easy to put down. They should do that experiment. They should have somebody say, you know what, let's see how long people can go without their phone. Give me your phone for 8 hours. Man, people will lose their mind straight out. Marty Moss said, I was in Crystal Springs in 98. For y'all who don't know, Crystal Springs is an apartment complex in South Park in the city of Houston. I grew up over there when it used to be called Meadow Green. I was in Crystal Springs in 98. They filled all of the swimming pools with dirt, then cut all of the basketball goals down and all the departments. Yeah. And why? See, they would say, oh, man, you know, it was getting bad over there and we didn't want to have setups where people could congregate and blah, 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 blah. But what does that do for the young children, for the young babies? Okay, man, that's why security needs to be in place. That's why we need to keep control over these areas for ourselves and police our own neighborhoods, make our own neighborhoods a safe and decent place to live so our children can swim in the pools and all that. That's real as it gets. Filling the pool up with dirt. So now what we gonna do? Take the basketball goal down. Now what we gonna do? Well, they're gonna find something. It's crazy. Anthony Cofield said these phones are microwaving our brains. So yeah, see, that's another thing. I always try to tell my friends to be mindful of like, this is a remote, y'all, but we don't act like it's a phone. Even though you gotta understand, it's radiation and all this stuff. Shout out to Minister Farrakhan for giving us the game on that one time. So this is your phone. I don't even want to do it now with what I was going to do with. This is your phone. I try to advise my friends, just a napkin. You laying down on the couch, you got your phone right here. You're letting all that radiation just infiltrate into your system. Walk around with that phone on your hip, connected to you. I got it on your hip all day long. every day, 365 days a year, years and years and years. All that radiation just funneling into your body. You're on hours and hours, all into your, see, things that we're not mindful of because we're addicted to the entertainment aspect that's derived from the phone. This napkin is a phone right now. So that's radiation all around us. That's radiation and everything. There's radiation on this computer that I'm on. There's radiation, like I said, this remote control. All these electronic devices. So we have to use them to function in this society. But everything should be done in moderation. And we have to do our best to live a lifestyle that can offset a lot of that radiation and a lot of the other crap that is self-imposed. See, this is self-imposed. Yeah, man, yeah, man. This is self-imposed. Yeah, let me go to sleep and let the phone, I don't want to miss this call, man. So that's self-imposed. But there are things that go on around us that we don't have no control over. I can't control the chemtrail airplane. Ain't nothing I can do about that. I just got to look up and wonder what effect that is having on the people. See? Can't control other things that they do that we're not aware of. I told you we are walking lab rats. We're being experimented on every day. Mad Dog Santel said, I drive trucks for a living, and it's amazing to see how many people are on the phone swerving. Yeah, even it's an addiction. So addicted, I can't even wait. I gotta do this while I'm on the freeway. I gotta text while I'm on the freeway. If you're driving trucks, I know you see it. Too many frequencies in the air compared to the dinosaur era. Crowman says, plus it's a government spy kit. Yeah, we've all had the conversations about how, like, with the government spy kit, the phone, and we discussed this before. You and your homeboy sitting around and saying, man, I need to find somewhere where I can get some new tires for my truck. Man. Then all of a sudden your phone got a freaking tire advertising thing on it. You open your phone and it's got all kind of ads where you can buy tires. And who's listening? Somebody is listening to you. On no phone like that. Man, I wouldn't mind eating some Italian food tonight. See, because I like Italian food. Whoa! It's an ad on here for an Italian restaurant. I was just talking about it, and now my phone is showing me places where. Man, come on, man. No, no, no. I don't want that, man. It's crazy. The GPS systems and all these different. See, a lot of things that they will design and say that it's being designed as a technological advancement. It is a technological advancement, but they'll say it's being designed as a convenience to. And I guess it is. I guess it helps to, if you can put in an address and then it can just turn right in 300 feet. Your destination will be on the left. You know, I guess that helps. Much love, Kelly Franklin. I guess it helps. But it's also, you know, like I say, y'all ever heard the story of Rumpelstiltskin? Who ever heard of Rumpelstiltskin? You got to be a little older, man. I don't think they talk about it. Rumpelstiltskin was a little guy. He was like a little leprechaun type dude. And that was a girl being made to just spin yarn or something. She had something where she would spin the hay into gold or something. But it was working the hell out of her, basically. And she just hated doing it. And Rumpelstiltskin appeared and was like, hey, I can do this all for you like in one night. And she was like, really? Like, what do you want in return? And he said, all I want in return, I want your firstborn son. She didn't have any children at that time, so she was like, cool. Ain't no big deal. You can have my son. I just need to get this work done. So Rumpelstiltskin was knocking it out. Work done. But when she had that son, the time passed. She ain't even thinking about him no more. And he showed up. And it was time to pay the piper. And she was like, no, hey, Rumpelstiltskin, hey, man, we had a deal. So that's kind of like what it is, you know, when you look at how this world operates. They will give you things, but they coming back to get something in return. So you will get benefits. Yeah, but you giving up something at the same time. And in the end, it's usually going to be something that you really don't want to give up. Open topic tonight, man. I want y'all to go and watch the latest interview I did with three young brothers out of the city of Houston called the G Boys. I want y'all to go and watch that interview and support those young brothers, young entrepreneurs, young community activists, and young up and coming rap artists. You know, be sure to support, man. Where you at, Judah? You say the National Guard is at the schools, at hospitals. What city you in? Not yet. I mean, I'm sure. Look, everything that we see is a sign of something that when you see it somewhere else, it's a sign that you'll see it at your doorstep at some point. Okay. Jay was saying Crunchy Black mentioned the right wing was responsible. Yeah, well, you know, the CIA, that was a big story years and years ago about how they would intentionally place guns in the black communities. They intentionally sparked off the crack cocaine push in the black communities and all that. I don't get into left wing, right wing crap, because this whole political system is two wings on the same bird, as they say. So I don't waste time picking sides. Well, the Democrats that time. Yeah, because anything you can name that the Republicans did before that was dirty, you can pull out something dirty that the Democrats did, and vice versa, and versa vice, however you want to say it. It's the system. But you are right. Crunchy Black was right. They dropped off a bunch of guns. They would drop off guns in the hood and just, let's go. Ammunition and everything. Because they knew that, you know, we come around and we find it, yeah, now we're going to take these guns, we're going to use them. We didn't really have the thought process to say, wait a minute, why would it just be a bunch of guns sitting here? Should we take these? It was a big pallet of money just right in the middle of the hood. There's a big pallet of money. That would be enough to cause suspicion among the wise. But a lot of us, man, free money out there. They come back find out. It's like that TV show. What's up, Brina? You remember that TV show, Bait Car? Brina, you ever seen Bait Car? Y'all know what Bait Car is? They would set up a car in the hood with the keys in it, car running, nobody around. And they would have on camera people coming up in the hood looking in the car. Oh man, the car got the keys and it's running. And they would get in the car and steal the car, which is really entrapment. But it was just the fact that, like, man, they know the conditions of the hood. They know that these people are in impoverished conditions. And I'm not making no excuses for a bad decision, because stealing is stealing. And you didn't have to steal it. But it's still entrapment. Because that day, the person who stole the car, they might not have done nothing wrong if you wouldn't have put that in front of them. So they already know and understand. Put this dope out here. They're going to sell it or use it. Put these guns out here. They're going to use them. And this will contribute to this prison industrial complex that we have in place, that we need to fill these vacancies in. Everything is on a string. There's nothing, there are no isolated incidents that none of these things are isolated incidents that just have just their own little purpose. Everything is connected to a couple of end results or end goals. The genocidal aspect, the population control, prison industrial complex. That's it. The culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, culling, which is just a smooth word for killing. The culling of the population, where they want to just chop down the numbers of a population through pharmaceuticals and other means. All this stuff is on a string to reach that one goal. See? Yeah, Zeus. They would steal a car and they ride like, man, I got a car. Ooh, man, yeah, boy, we got, man. And then the car would shut down. The car would go dead. And they be like, oh, man, must be out of gas. And they'll try to get out. Like, oh, well, joyride over, and the door is locked. And then they would show up and arrest these people, man. Look, man, not condoning you stealing no car, but man, my point is you create the circumstance. That's what the hood is right now. The hood is an experiment where they have created conditions that will lead people to commit crimes, to commit suicide, to take on drug use, to sell drug, survival. But it's all based on a constructed condition. See? Then they turn around and will label us as these animals, these thugs, these savages, all these different adjectives that they will attribute to us based off of conditions that they put us in. This is just the truth, man. You ain't got to believe me. Just look around. You ain't got to believe me. And for views, that show was wild. Yes, it was, Brina. I used to watch that show, and I used to be mad. Some people laugh, and I used to be mad. I was like, man, that's wrong, man. That's wrong, bro. See? Like I say, that would be like putting a pallet of money just out in the street somewhere, And then they come back and say, this money belongs to Wells Fargo Bank. Everybody who took some of this money is going to jail. It's like, but y'all put it out here. Crazy, man. All them people that was on bait card, they just have told them, hey, nah, man, we ain't gonna take you to jail. Crazy, man. KC Flannery, if we distribute all wealth evenly, eventually it'll wind up in the wealthy hands from which it came. We need to realize you telling the truth. See, that comes from a lack of the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding of knowing what to do with the money. See, with economic, what do they call that? Economic and financial literacy. That's what they call it. It's financial literacy. So the lack of financial literacy, and I can definitely speak among Black people and other people as well, it's based around that whole premise. Is like, we can give you a stimulus check. We can give you a income tax check every year. We can even make the argument has even been made in terms of reparations when it comes to Black people. It's like, if our minds are not financially knowledgeable, it don't matter how much money they're gonna give, we're gonna give it right back. So the Black dollar circulates in the Black community for like, what was it, like 6 hours? When other communities, it circulates for days and days and days. And because we don't have the financial literacy, because again, a person who doesn't treat you right is not going to teach you right. So we started from so far back, and we're just starting to have people who are starting to learn those economic principles and pass them along. So a lot of us are just behind. So you're right. We see it every year. Somebody mess around and get 6 racks tax return. And you see, and then you're gonna know it because it's gonna be on Facebook, it's gonna be on Instagram. They gonna show. We poking out now. Just got them rims. You had 6 grand, you're gonna spend 5,000 of it on some rims. You gonna went and bought a bunch of tennis shoes and bought your 3 big screens, bought, all these things that have, you went and got your nice little chain with and spent 93% of the money. Now, one time saying, man, how can I make, this ain't a lot of money. I do this every year, but how can I make this $5,000 or $6,000 work for me? I should be able to take some of this, reach out to some people, try to follow some steps and some programs that I trust from people I trust that seem to maybe have their thing together. And instead of me just blowing all this money off like I do every year, let me see if I can make this money work for me. Just take a chance. That's like even with people that's messing with crypto. It's like, okay, that's cool. Because what you're going to spend the money on anyway is not going to be worth nothing. So why not try to figure out a way to make that money work for you, even if you might not succeed in that aspect? Look, I'd rather lose some money on a potentially beneficial situation that could be bigger, and it just didn't work out, compared to just, what you finna do? Man, I'm finna give me some swingers. But you ain't got but 5 racks. My partner's a deal, 4,500. How much that shirt cost? Shirt cost $400. How much these shades? Well, these shades were $350. What you need some $300 and $500 glasses for? So it's financial literacy. We are illiterate financially. Owning business is hard, but damn well worth it. Yeah. Anything that if you're going to be a boss, or being a boss ain't easy. It's supposed to be hard. That's why they say it's lonely at the top, because most of the people are lazy and don't want to put in the work that's necessary to sit in that seat. They don't want the responsibility. So yeah, being a boss is hard. Owning your own is hard because you are incurring all of the risk. But you also, if you keep your foot on the gas, you will receive the bulk of the reward, of the benefit. See? Winning ain't easy. Winning ain't easy, man. Jimmy said instant material gratification. Absolutely. Because again, everything goes back to our condition. We do things to mask and cover up pain. The pain of just living in these conditions. The trauma that we've been through. The pain of just being poor all your life, not having nothing. So when I finally get a little change, man, I gotta make myself look good. I gotta get this. I gotta buy this outfit. I gotta get this car because I ain't never in my life had nothing, right? That's the mindset. So the same way people would do with certain drugs, they would take certain drugs to mask the pain. People get drunk and get high to mask the pain, to numb it just for a little while. But when they come down, the pain gonna be still sitting there like, what's up? Thought I left? Better go smoke some more of that, because I'm gonna be here a while, buddy. Hold on, Brina. That's a new one on me. Brina say, if you can't buy it 3 times, don't buy it once. The principle in that is, if you can't buy it 3 times, you barely able to get it that one. If buying it that one time is just gonna basically deplete your funds, you don't need to buy it. Can't buy it 3 times, don't buy it once. In other words, if you have to make a purchase that instantly makes you uncomfortable financially, where you got to start watching your bread now, and people will say that, oh man, I ain't spending no money, man. I just bought that car. I'm chilling for a while. Okay, that might have meant that you weren't ready to buy that car. Get your big brother to 100 likes, man. If y'all ain't hit the like button already, man. Whoo, she dropped a bomb, boy. Hey, yo. Teresita, I see you. Psychonaut Productions. Living in America, you got to have business. And people ain't being taught how to run. Yeah, I mean, bro, when you get out of school, you realize all of the stuff that they didn't teach us that they should have been teaching us. Because life takes you through those things, and now you like, man, why didn't I learn it? Why didn't they? And you be in bad shape. Like, man, why didn't they appreciate y'all? Why didn't they teach us this in school? See? So many people are in student loan debt. People in student loan debt because we have been kind of just sold this thought of gotta go to college, gotta get a degree. So individuals who may not have got a scholarship or individuals who may not have been in families that were able to just pay for their education, they went through other channels to go to these universities and got in student loan debt that they are still in debt to all in their 30s, 40s, still owing student loan. Credit messed all up. When your dream and your passion may have been something that may not even require you to have to go to college in the first place. Now, if it did, you got to work that out. But only a small percentage of people who receive college degrees end up working in the field that they got the degree for. That's a fact. Because a billion other people with that same degree and only a few spots. So you round this bad boy with a PhD in something and you the manager at Popeyes. Dr. Naka said, people used to laugh at me for driving around in work trucks, but I only buy vehicles that bring in money. Yeah, I mean, when we get past the point of worrying about what other people think about us in terms of our appearance and things of that nature, then we reach a level of maturity that's where you want to be. And let me say this, let me put this out. I'm not saying that, man, you should just be looking like a bum or not trying to look your best and be your, I mean, of course you do the best you can, but there are ways to still, you see well-dressed brothers, you see beautiful women who are well-dressed, well-kept, take care of themselves, but they not spending absurd amounts of money for that level of aesthetic maintenance. They're not doing that. They figured out ways to cut corners. Sister don't care about carrying a knockoff purse. She don't care. She knows she clean. She knows hey man, my tennis shoes ain't got to cost $350. I found a nice little pair of tennis shoes for $59.99. I like them. Don't matter if you don't like them. Don't matter if you look at my shoes and, man, like to say, what are those? These my shoes, bro. Because a lot of people running around with these expensive outfits and got over $1,500 worth of clothes on and another $2 or $3 grand worth of jewelry on, and you ain't got no money or no assets. Or you got a wonderfully, beautifully decked out, laid out, tricked out car parked at an apartment complex in the hood somewhere. And you got to be looking out the window every 5 minutes because you scared somebody gonna go in your car because you ain't even living in the house. Come on, man. Yeah, Brina shut the game down with that post right there. Twice says my credit ain't messed up and I still owe student loans, but I'm still working on my degree. However, I don't think it's worth it to go to college these days for the most part. Look, I don't knock nobody that, I would say college is for some people and college ain't for some people. That's just life. That's just how it is. You have parents who may save up for their children's college fund all the way from when they was baby. They may have had that money ready from the day that child turned 18 and they were set. But the child may not even be under the full understanding of what they want to do and what they want to be. So now you have the money, and then you have a parent that may be just forcing them, oh, you're going to go to college because I went to college, your dad went to college, his dad, or I never went to college, your dad never went to college, you're going to be the one. So the pressure's on this young man or this young woman who might not even want to do that. So I don't care if you got $40,000 put up for them. Why not say, well, son, daughter, what is it that you want to do? What are you interested in? Maybe we can take this money and start up as a good springboard to opening up and starting your own business and making you a boss. If college is not going to be for you, if your heart is not in it, then this money is going to be wasted. So let's figure out a way. When we got 50 racks, we can do something with that. We can buy a piece of property and flip it. It's so many things that can be done other than just trying to put yourself or put your child in a box because you feel like society has shaped that to be, that's what you do. It ain't for everybody. You got to know your child. You got to know yourself. Come on with it, man. Open topic, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I hope y'all are getting something out of this. I hope we are all educating each other because I'm being well taught as I read these comments that y'all are dropping this science, dropping these bombs on you, big brother. Yeah. Casey says, don't make money your main object always either, because you will always excel in a field you're passionate about. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, man, that's really important to me is that you got to really love what you do, man. It's so many people who make a lot of money, but they're miserable because they don't really love what it is they're doing. And the money that they're making has come with a certain degree of pressure that they have to live up to maintain that spot, and it's stressful to them. So you see people again, we go back to suicide, we go back to just mental breakdowns. There's people that ain't killing themselves, but they having mental breakdowns because of that pressure. So you only get one trip, bruh. Sis, you only get one trip. So to spend the majority of your life stressed out and under pressure, doing something for the majority of your life that you don't even like to do, and then you don't figure that out until you 58, I'm gonna start just taking control of my life and I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah, you should have been doing that though. Better late than never. But man, don't give your life away in the service of somebody else because you are steady contributing to their dream and their success, and you just have neglected your own, or you never had time to find your own. Find something that you love and do it. It might not make you rich, but success is not always money. Success is based around happiness and the ability to let what you love to do support you to whatever degree. Sweet James John, how often are you in the flow state? What you mean the flow state? Just feeling like flowing? Or are you talking about a state that may be called the flow state? Our people very well and treat them right. Joseph, watch a documentary. It's called The Nutshell. Open topic tonight, y'all. You're not going to return the greeting, SL. What greeting? Did you greet me? Y'all have to forgive me, man. I don't always see every message, every post, y'all. Don't beat me up. I don't always see everything. So y'all will be saying something and I'll be done missed it. And y'all say, hey, man, so you ain't gonna answer my question, bro? I'm like, I ain't see it. Oh, yeah, in the zone. Man, it comes and goes. It comes in spurts, though. It's times where I want to sit down and just all night. And there's other times where just 2 bars might come into my head. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I got them. 4 bars might come to my head. So it's sporadic. But it's pretty often though. It's who I am now. This lyricism is in my DNA. It's part of my makeup now. So my antenna is always up. My creative antenna, it's always up. Always. There's never time. I mean, when I tell you never a time, I never shut it off. I never shut off, never closed the creative door. Like, I'm playing basketball right now. Now, I may not want to, let me let y'all in on a little secret. Sometimes, man, when I used to go hoop, well, still go hoop, but sometimes people would come up and they want to play their songs for me. And I ain't that dude. I don't mind, I ain't that dude that act all, I don't act like that. If I got time, I'll listen to, I'm gonna check you out, because I was that dude. But you also have to have a balance. You got to respect the fact that, hey, man, I came here to play basketball today. So I don't want to sit up for an hour and a half listening to your music. Play me one. Let me hear. I'm gonna check out one of them. And you can tell me where I can listen to some more later on. But right now, let me get back to my hoop. So, but all that being said, even if I'm hooping, even if I'm in the freaking grocery store, I'm always observing. Because bars come to me anywhere, anytime. I'm on an airplane. Some dope gonna come. So I don't shut it off. I don't shut it off at all, man. What up, Kevin? 288. Salute. H-Town in the building, man. Could rebirth be a potential outcome after floating out of the body? Or is the out-of-body state more like a purgatory field? After my OBEs, I wonder if earth is hell and heaven is to get out. Well, I mean, if you're talking about, if you are an individual who has out-of-body experiences, you say, I mean, look, I have out-of-body experience. Okay. I'm not doubting it. I'm not knocking it. But then you say, is the out-of-body state more like a purgatory field? How long are you in the out-of-body state? Because you're talking about purgatory, that represents, according to, the definition of what people say purgatory is. According to the definition of what people say purgatory is, that represents a state of just waiting. You kind of in the middle ground between, they say, well, the people are in purgatory, they're waiting to decide if it's be decided if they're going to go to heaven and they're going to go to hell. Look, again, I believe in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He teaches us that heaven and hell are not places, but they are conditions. We've been talking about that for the most part of this live, where you talk about the impoverished, hellish conditions that poor folks live in. Inner city people live in, black folks live in, brown folks live in, poor white folks live in. That's a hellish condition when you don't have no food. It's a hellish condition when your lights is cut out. It's a hellish condition when you got eviction notice on the door. It's a hellish condition when you hearing gunshots every night and seeing people walking around looking like zombies because they smoked out or they dipped out. That's a condition. That's hell. Not having no money, not being able to take care of your family, and that's hell. But there are heavenly conditions too that exist right here on earth. There are people who are just the total opposite of that. They have everything that they need. They happy. They have nice home, cars. Their children are well taken care of. Refrigerator full of food. Traveling, going on vacations, seeing the world. They're in a state. They're in a heavenly state on that level. So I don't subscribe to these places that you're going to go to when you die. But if you're talking about an out-of-body experience, and if you're asking if it's a purgatory state based on your own experiences, how long was you gone? I hope I'm making sense, man. I'm just trying to go into your mind, you know, trying to ride with your mind. Cause I don't, hey, look, man, I don't judge, man. I can't speak for what's in nobody's mind and what nobody's reality is. I can't speak to that. Zero budget developments. Look up EOS M for sick, hack, cheap camera. I don't know what you're talking about. Is this spam? The Ozo said we probably in purgatory. Brina say I feel it's a mindset. Yeah. We have the ability to place ourselves in heaven or in hell. And we do it all the time. We can walk our way right into hell just based on the circles we run in. You could meet the wrong person and thrust yourself into a hellish relationship. See? And it's also a mindset because thought shapes your reality. So if you have this defeated, down, negative mindset all the time, you start to impose that and it becomes your reality because that's what's going to come out of you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So you have to reverse the thought process of like, man, okay, I know it's bad. It's as worse as it can get. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to get out of this, man. Something is going to happen. My life is going to change for the better. And even when you don't have believe it, keep saying it. Because let those words start to manifest and shape your reality. See? Man, y'all going deep tonight. Y'all going deep, man. Dropping them flames, man. Lassane Baker, heaven and hell is what you make it. Life is what you make it. Kevin said, I worked at UT Health, and my manager told me the same about heaven and hell. I'm just speaking on the teachings. I got a song called, go listen to that song I got called Heaven and Hell. It's on YouTube. Straight from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Just go listen to the song. That'll tell you my view on it. Maurice Evans up in this thing, man. Julian, what's up, Julian? The gospel. How do you come up with your topics? Usually it's good food for the brain. Just life, man. observing life and speaking on real things that are happening in life, and also using my own imagination and creativity to come up with stuff to try to come up with stuff that people ain't thought of. And if I find out later somebody did think of it, I want to make sure I did it in a way that they didn't do it. No disrespect to anybody, just like it's nothing new under the sun. So anything you do, somebody's done it in some form. You just have to make sure that the way you do it, to the best of your ability, stands out from how everybody else did it. So that's how I come up with my stuff, man. You got to rack your brain. You got to rack your brain, man. This brain is a powerful structure. So it's a shame to waste it. MXXY, we here. I agree with you. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. I got nothing but love for y'all. Y'all up here hanging late with your big brother like this, man. Y'all be safe out there. Keep yourself warm. Keep yourself warm, man. And stay out the way. I'll catch y'all later, man. One love. Peace.